Hello dear students, welcome back to another learning lessons in our Physio-Pulse channels. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the dialysis and artificial kidney. So first of all, this topic is very much important or interesting to every human aspects, and it is designed as a simple exam-oriented way and conceptual, and specially designed for the undergraduate students, even also those who are interested in about these topics like the dialysis as well as the artificial kidney. So first of all, dialysis definitions. The dialysis is the procedure to remove the waste materials and toxic substances and to restore normal volume and composition of the body fluid in severe renal failure. So it is also called the hemodialysis because it deals with relate with the blood or hemodialysis. Now to see the artificial kidney, it is the machine that is a machine is used to carry out the dialysis during the renal failure patients, and it is used to treat the patient suffering from the acute renal failure, even also permanent or chronic renal failure. Now, the mechanism of the functions of artificial kidney, how it works. The term dialysis refers to the diffusion of solutes from an area of higher concentration to an area of the lower concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. Like we have already known that in during osmosis there is there occurs a semi-permeable membrane, and from higher concentration to the lower concentration until it goes to the equilibrium. And in this dialysis also refers in the same way. This forms the principle of the artificial kidney. The patient's arterial blood is passed continuously and intermittently through the artificial kidney and then back to the body through the vein. So first of all, the patient's arterial blood is passed continuously and intermittently through the artificial kidney. Then it back to the body through the veins. Heparin is used for the anticoagulant while passing the blood through the machines. And inside the artificial kidney, the blood passes through a dialyzer called the hemofilter or hemodialyzer, and which contain the minute channels interposed between the two cellophane membranes. And it is shown in the figure here. We will see in the next slide. There the figures is there representing there. The cellophane membranes, which is in porous in nature, there is the same permeable membrane, and outer surface of this membrane is bathed with the dialyzing fluid called the dialysate. And the used dialysate in the artificial kidney is constantly replaced by the fresh dialysate. So this is the mechanism function of the artificial kidney. Now to see urea, creatinine, phosphate and other unwanted substances from the blood passes into the dialysate by the concentration of the gradient. And what happens, the essential substances required by the body diffuse from the dialysate into the blood. Almost all the substances except the plasma protein are exchanged between the blood and dialysate through the cellophane membranes. In addition, there are the dialysis machines has been several blood pumps with the pressure monitors and which enable easy flow of blood from the patient to the machines and back to the patient. So it also helps pump from the flow of the fresh dialysate and drains used dialysate. The total amount of the blood in the dialysis machine is 50 ml at a time. So at a time 50 ml can be dialyzed. So the rate of blood flow through the dialysis machine is 200 to 300 milliliter per minute. And so the rate of dialysis flow is 50 ml per minute. And if you see the frequency and duration of dialysis, or how many time and when it will be, it has to be done. So the frequency and duration of dialysis depends on the severity of the renal dysfunction, how much it is affected. So dialysis is usually done thrice in a week in severe uremia patients, and each time artificial kidney is for about 6 hours. So this is the machine in a patient where the blood is collected through this arterial from the artery and pumped it in the tube, and here also membrane, selectively membrane, permeable membrane, and then this in this way use dialyzing solution here, place dialyzing solution here, and here mixing up, and then it comes to the for used dialyzing solutions with this urea and excess salts. And now this fresh blood after fresh dialyzing it will comes through the vein and enter into the body. So this is the overall structures, overall diagrammatic representation of the artificial kidney. Now, so in case of renal transplantation process, then the hemodialysis is an expensive procedure and needs to be repeated almost every week. Therefore, it cannot be regarded as the remedy of the individual with the irreversible terminal renal failure, like the end-stage renal disease. So what we will do? So in that cases, we will have to renal transplantations, and it is the final answer to all solve the problems in case of this chronic renal failure. So it reverses metabolic and excretory abnormalities. So what will do? How it can be happen? So the graft is taken from the donor to the from the sibling of or parent, And usually from the left kidney of the donor is transplanted to the right iliac fossa of the recipient. So long-term immune suppression and with the prednisolone or cyclosporine is needed. It offers the complete rehabilitation and is the most cost-effective options. So in this way, we can also solve our problems. And one thing is important that the GFR level, whenever it reaches the 15 ml per minute or below this, then it is happening as a chronic cases of renal disease, like the end-stage renal disease, ESRD. And now, what are the difference between the peritoneal dialysis and hemodialysis? If you see, peritoneal dialysis is a costly machine, not required here, but it is less effective. Even it takes normally 24 hours to bring down the normal urea, that is 200 to 100 mg per deciliter. And peritoneal dialysis are maybe uncomfortable. Hemodynamic disturbances are less. But in case of hemodialysis, it is the costly machine required, more effective, and takes 6 hours to bring down the urea level from 200 to 150 mg per deciliter. Usually not uncomfortable, but hemodynamic disturbances are very much, very more. Even this hemodynamic disturbances due to this reason, patients are suffering very pain. So in this way, you can also compare both the both types of dialysis. But one important thing is it also known that in these topics we have also completed how artificial kidney is working or as a dialysis is acting or working during the patients who are suffering the chronic renal failure. So I think we have all completed our lectures, even also mechanism, even the types of the kidney, artificial kidney, and what are the definition of dialysis or hemodialysis. So thank you for the watching of this lecture. I hope this session is helped for better understanding of the topic clearly. If you found this video helpful or useful, please like, share, and subscribe to our Physio-Pulse channels. Do not forget to press the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming lectures, physiology, biology, or biochemistry. And if you have any question, any query, any suggestion, please write or give some comments in the comment box. And thank you for watching this once again. And we'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, keep learning and stay curious. And also, thank you.